This is a video by Richpin. Today we're working on a Model A Ford, and what we're doing today is we're adjusting the timing with a timing light. We're going to show you how to do that today. Now, before we can time the vehicle, we have to make a pointer out of sheet metal. This is it right down here. It's a thin piece of sheet metal that has a point on it. And we have to make that now.
This is the dimensions for the pointer. 1 3/8 wide, 3 1/4 long. You cut the point and then drill the hole, half-inch hole, which goes on the motor mount, and bend it at a 1/2 inch. This will give you all the dimensions that you need.
And the hole is 2 inches away from the bend where the pointer is. And that should be all the dimensions they need.
That's all they need.
Now, after you've made the sheet metal pointer, you want to mount it to the right front motor mount bolt that's on the timing cover. That one right there. And you want to make sure that it doesn't make contact with the crank pulley. Now, after you get it into that position, you want to pull out this piece right here, which is the timing pin. Unscrew it from the cover, and now reverse its direction and push it in through the hole. Now you want to rotate the engine by hand only.
With the crank.
By the what's that then?
With a crank.
With the crank handle?
Yeah, use a crank.
Okay. Oh, the manual crank that you can use to start the vehicle with. So you want to crank that over and then apply a little pressure on the pin. And what will happen is you'll come to a point where the pin will go in slightly because there's a dimple on the timing gear. And once you're in that position, that is top dead center.
And also, on the distributor, there's a #1 wire, which you have a long distributor cap, and you want the rotor to face that. You'll know you're in the right spot.
Okay. Now, after you've found the indentation in the timing gear, pull out the timing pin and make sure you screw it all the way back into the cover.
And use a wrench to tighten it.
Okay, make sure it's screwed all the way in.
Now, after you've tightened this tight, make a mark here, either with a file or at least get paint on it. Make sure it's clean so the paint won't stick. And make sure you paint the tip of your pointer. And you're ready to use your timing light.
Now, before you adjust the timing, you want to move this lever right here, which is the spark advanced lever, and move it into the up position, which is the retarded position.
Now, we're going to use the timing light to put this in. You connect this end to the spark plug.
That'd be the #1 spark plug.
#1 spark plug. And then you take your battery terminals and connect them either to a 12-volt battery, unless you have a 12-volt system, or to a 12-volt car that you bring up close. You must make sure that the spark is retarded when you get in, and then you can start it. And once you start it, you take the timing light and shoot it at that. Now, when you shoot it at that, it's undoubtedly not going to be in the center. It may be to this side, which is advanced, and to this side, which is retarded. And when you adjust it, you have to adjust the cam in a very small amount at a time, because a small amount moves it a long ways. If your timing is wrong, you'll remove the cap and remove the rotor and use these two tools to turn the cam. You put this one on the cam, and then you put this into the screw. You loosen the screw so you can turn the cam. Now, if it's advanced, you want to retard this. In order to retard it, you will turn the cam that way, but a very small amount.
That would be clockwise.
That's clockwise.
Right.
Now, if you're going to If it's retarded, in order to advance it, you've got to turn it counterclockwise. Very small amount at a time, and then tighten it. Then you will turn around and take your tools off, move them out of the way. You will turn around and put the rotor on, put your cap back, clip it back in place. Your timing light is still connected. You will start the car and see if you hit it right on the point. If you haven't hit it on the point, or you've gone too far, you got to move it the other way.
And that's all there is to checking and adjusting the timing on your Model A Ford.